So what's up, everybody? This is Sticks and Politics, and this is going to be Backstories with DFV, Diamond Fang Veteran. So what I'm going to be talking to you today about, or telling you, is pretty much the way I learned how to mind my own business and how not to be a snitch. So y'all know that my grandfather raised me. My grandfather was a Marine Corps DI who thoroughly enjoyed his alcohol. In fact, he purchased a bar so he could drink alcohol from literally the second he woke up to the time he went to sleep, which is like 3 or 4 in the morning, every day. And he drank all day, every day. I don't think I could ever remember my grandfather not being drunk. But that's neither here nor there. So one day, my grandpa, he had got a call from one of his old buddies. I think it might have been a Marine buddy or something, but I don't know. I can't remember how they remember each other. I'm pretty sure that he's a Marine buddy. Well, my granddaddy, he was old school. And by old school, I mean, he actually made his own liquor and knew people that made their own liquor, aka moonshine. And well, he got a call from one of his drinking buddies, and he was like, "Hey, Shorty Cook, I got something for you, man. Come down here, check this out. Come down here, check this out." So my granddaddy was like, "Hey, Josh, come down here. We gonna go check something out. So we got our shit together and we go check something out. And we're driving down this old gravel road. And I mean, this gravel road lasts fucking forever. It's South Carolina, so you know these motherfuckers go forever. But we're driving down the gravel road, and we finally get to this. It's a really old looking fucking brown house. And there's cars all in the front yard, and there's cars all along the side of the house and both sides of the house, and there's fucking cars in the backyard. There's cars every motherfucking where, bro. And Papa was like, "Stay close." So we get to walking, and we go out behind the house. It was like you went to the right side of the house. There was a little path in between. It started with this old silver fucking car. I can't even remember what the fuck the car was. I ain't never seen one like it. Well, it was a silver car. And I remember because I used to think, I was like, man, you bet you could fit a lot of motherfuckers in that car. But anyway, we go on down the trail and we're walking like 15, 20 minutes. And as a kid, you think that's fucking forever. And we come up to this old ass motherfucking like cluster of fucking shanty shack barn type things. And so Papa yells, "Hey Buster, hey Buster." And Buster comes around the corner. He's like, "Hey Shorty, what's up, man? What you doing?" And they get to talking and they get to kicking their shit. And he opens up this little glass mason jar, hands it to my pawpaw, and he's like, "Hey, try this shit. Try this right here." And so my grandpa tries it, and they get to drinking. And we're there for a good couple hours. We're there until dark. I mean, I'm just, whenever we went, I was getting out of bed and starting to play Nintendo 64. That's how long ago this was. Playing Mario Kart. And we was there until night. So my granddaddy, he's all good and liquored up. And as a kid, you know, you get bored just sitting around. So what does a kid do? They get to wandering around, digging through shit. So I get to wandering around these clusters of buildings, and they're all connected together. And some of them had like little pits that was like, it was like square fucking holes that went down and had a ladder in it. So I can only imagine that he would actually crawl down in the holes. I don't know what the fuck he would have been doing down there, but Buster had this motherfucker shit set up. I mean, he was a moonshining maniac. And I didn't know what I was looking at the time, but I stumbled across his old distillery. And this motherfucker, man, this was looking at the show. Y'all know that show? What is it? Bootleggers or Moonshiners or whatever the fuck the show is on whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. I can't even remember the channel the fucking thing is. But they had a dude on there that had my name, Joshua. But anyway, so I stumbled across this distillery, and I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. All I know is this shit. I'm like, what the hell is this thing? It's like fucking dripping at this side, and it's got steam coming off of this side, and then there's alcohol dripping in a fucking bucket. And Buster comes out there, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You ain't touched nothing, did you? You ain't fucking touched nothing. Don't fucking touch my shit. And my grandpa got all mad. He snatches me up out the building, and he pulls out his buck knife. And he takes it. And I didn't have glasses at the time, so I'm going to let y'all see this. But he takes it and sticks it right here up against my face. I mean, I don't really know which side it was, but pretty much he stuck it right here up against my nose and then mashed real hard, like where it was pushing my head back. And he said, one day, you going to stick your goddamn nose where it don't fucking belong, and somebody going to cut that motherfucker off. And he yanked the knife across my nose like that, and it scratched my nose. I mean, I could have said it cut me, but it didn't. If I was a pussy, I'd say it cut me. He cut me with a knife. But he scratched me with the fucking knife whenever it went across like this. And being a kid, I started crying. But bro, let me tell you something. After he did that, I never went snooping ever again. I was never a nosy motherfucker. I didn't give a fuck what my neighbors were doing. I minded my own goddamn business after that shit. And basically, the point of what I'm getting across is the point that my grandfather actually made with me, and that actually stuck with me and made an impact with me. And that was, one day you are going to be so nosy and you're going to stick your nose into someone else's business and they're going to kill you. I really want y'all to think about that. One day you will stick your nose in someone else's business and they will kill you. That was the moral of my granddad's story that he was trying to teach me. And as an adult, I understand it. It might not have needed to been spoken so violently or acted out so violently, but he definitely made his point across. And I definitely remembered it. For all the shit my granddad ever done to me, the making me bend over, grab my ankles, and whooping my ass until there was blood rings around the back of my fucking feet, like there was actual blood used where my fucking heel was on the carpet from where the blood dripped down my legs. Oh yeah, my granddaddy beat the fuck out of me. And growing up, I thought it was normal. I thought everybody got their ass whooped like that. I didn't think it was abuse. I mean, now I know it's fucking abuse because I would never do that to my fucking kid. Damn, I'd never do that to my son. But even with that being said, I was a badass kid. Like, for real. A lot of parents, I know a lot of people is probably going to watch this video. It's going to sit here and listen to this message that I'm giving you, and you're going to bash my granddad. You're going to talk shit about my granddad. But I want y'all to understand something. I grew up out of fucked up life. I was assaulted by my mama's boyfriend. He used to beat the fuck out of my little brother. And one day I stood up for my little brother. And I told Keith that if you hit my little brother like that again, I'm gonna tell on you. I think I was like 6 years old. And I remember he took me to the bathroom, and he took, y'all know those old SOS pads? And he scrubbed the skin off my nose and made me stand in a corner for 6 hours. And I had school the next morning. But after that, though, he never touched my brother. Motherfucker never once touched my brother. But it did get a lot worse for me. I remember my mama was going to work one day. He was making breakfast. And he started in on me like he normally does. And typically whenever he spoke to me, I always kept my eyes down. I learned at a real early age that if you don't look them in the eye, they don't get as mad. And we were sitting at the table, and he had this, y'all know them little mini baseball bats. They called them end beaters back in the day. But I remember he said that I looked at him funny. And he picked up the bat and fucking, I wouldn't say he bashed the shit out of me, but I mean, he stuck me pretty hard right here in the face, like right here, and like it busted my lip open. And I remember he got mad because it busted my lip open. And he started screaming and yelling, talking about I was gonna get him in trouble. So he grabbed me by my shirt, and he wrapped it up to where it wrapped it real tight around my neck. And he pulls me away from the dinner table, and he drags me to the back porch, and he turns on the grill, and he tells me that if he was gonna get fucked up, that I was too. And he stuck my hands on the grill, and he burned my hands. You know, I held a lot of anger toward my mama growing up, because some of the things that I knew that she knew was going on and that she didn't say nothing about. So after he burned my hands on the grill, my mama worked 12-hour shifts. So he told us to go to our grandparents' house, because you could walk through the woods and get to our grandparents' house, or who we thought was our grandparents. And he left, and it's just me and my little brother Jason. He was like 5 years old, and so me and Jason, we get to walking. You know, it's dark. It's like 12 o'clock midnight, 11:30 midnight, somewhere around in there. But we get to our grandparents' house, and we knock on the door, and I'm a little bit nervous, but Jason's scared. So I was always the older brother, so I had to make sure I acted a certain way, so that way he wouldn't get more afraid. And Keith had actually, whenever Keith left, he went down to his parents' house and he got them and took them out to eat. So when it was knocking on the door, there was no one there. So Jason got really scared, and I started getting scared. So me and him, we ran back to the house. And whenever I was in school, I remember they had this thing to where they had the DARE program, and if anything ever happens, call 911. They're your friends. So I called 911, and the cops, they come, and they see my lip, and then they see my hands. So they immediately take me and my little brother. They took us to the hospital. Jason actually left the hospital first because I couldn't leave because of my hands. And they wanted to talk to me to make sure I was okay. So whenever I finally do get to the foster home that me and my little brother is at, we're there for like a month, and my mama comes, and I'm thinking, hey, we're getting the fuck out of this place, because I didn't like that place, because that was actually where I had my first sexual experience, because there was like an older girl. Now that I look back, she might have been 17, 18 years old. I'm straight, but I wasn't old enough to want what she did to me. So my mama, she comes, and she gets my little brother, and they leave. And I get left. So the next few months, I kind of like deteriorated. I ran away a bunch of times, or I attempted to run away, which at the time I didn't realize that whenever kids do that, whenever they're in the system, it actually makes it harder if the parent is trying to get them back, to be able to get them back. I know I might be making excuses, but sometimes it makes you feel better, But anyway, so I get out there like a year and a half, 2 years later. And I actually get to go live with my mama, because her and Jason had gotten a new apartment. So I go live with them, and my mama's husband, my stepdad. So everything's good until I start getting into my teenage years. I was like 11, 12 years old. 11 years old whenever me and William, we call him John, whenever me and John really started like butting heads. Yeah, I remember the day I became homeless. I'd walked into the kitchen, and I was getting a plate of food because I was a little bit hungry. And John, he had been, I think he'd been doing drugs. He comes in there and he's like, "Are you not going to ask me for no food?" And I'm a kid, so I'm like, "This is my mama's house. I'm hungry. I live here. I'm just getting something to eat." So he smacks the food out my hand onto the floor. So I go to run around him, and then whenever I go to run around him, he turns around and just straight punches me right in the fucking face. And So I start screaming and crying, and I run out the house. And since my mama lives in an apartment, there's other people around us. So the older woman that lived across the hall from us was actually going inside of her house and seen the blood all over my shirt and my mouth and shit. So she immediately called the police. And so the police come, and the woman had done cleaned me up, and my nose had stopped bleeding. So, I mean, it went really bad. But the police lock him up, and that's when my mama flips out, and I end up becoming homeless. So now I'm homeless, 12 years old, and I'm living under a bridge right before you get to Lake Wiley, in between Lake Wiley and Clover. I was right there down the road from Green Pond Road. There was a bridge. I was living under that. And apparently some alcoholic friends of my grandpa had gotten a hold of him and was like, hey, you know, your grandson has been taking showers at my house so he could go to school and not stink. You know, he's living under a bridge. So I'm getting my shit together one day. I got a sleeping bag and a few things, a can of raviolis and a plastic spoon. I'm about to sit down and eat the raviolis and just lay down and go to sleep, because it sucks being homeless. And my granddad comes around. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And like, it scared me. And like, so I was like, nothing, Papa, I'm not doing nothing. He's like, get your stupid motherfucking ass in my goddamn car. And the whole way there, he's talking about, yeah, I'm just going to say this, your nigger loving mama. Except for he added the ER. He didn't say nigger, your nigger loving mama. He didn't say that shit. He said the ER. That whore ass bitch don't want to fucking be a mama, only cares about her black dick. Your cocaine ass selling fucking daddy, drug dealing piece of shit motherfucker. I don't have to do this fucking shit. This is my goddamn golden years. I earned this motherfucking time. It's just, that's pretty much all I hear. So, whenever I get to my house, I live with my grandpa from then. Now I'm here. Sticks and politics out. I hope y'all enjoyed this backstory.